Is there anybody you've ever seen after Bruce who made you think, gee, there's some of that same energy there?
Donnie Yen, yeah.
He has it?
He does have it. And I think he's probably as close as anybody's I've ever seen.
The one thing I've always heard from people who work with Bruce, including yourself, was about just his sheer speed. Even on film, you can't really appreciate how fast he was. And I found the same to be true of Donnie.
Donnie Yen was raised on wushu. His mother, Bo Sim Mak, is credited with introducing the sport of modern wushu to the West when she brought her family to the US from China in 1973. Donnie's mother began training him when he was just 4.
It's very dramatic. I mean, I think the mom and son relationship is sort of very movie-like, you know, how the mom teaches the son. When I was little, she was quite hard on me.
By the time he was 14, Donnie Yen was traveling from his home in Boston to China to train with the Beijing team.
The type of traditional martial art training, I mean, that gave me a very strong foundation and then kind of molded me into what I am today. Donnie Yen's style on-screen fighting is passion. I have to start from the emotion behind the characters. For me, that's the most interesting. Movements are just movements. A punch is a punch. For me, a punch is a punch. What is the passion behind? What is the motive behind it? That's the most important.
Ready, action.
Keep going. One more time.
1, 2, what's next? What's the
spin?
Okay, go. That's the rhythm.
Everything under the sun is about expression and tempo. It's not about, oh, look at that kick. It's not about that kick. It's how he does that kick.
If I twist him around a little bit, if the camera angle, if you work with me a little bit, it turns into another way of doing it. Boom, right in the camera.
Drawing from a lifetime of training, Donnie uses a mix of distinct martial arts styles.
If you think about it, martial art filming is about visual, you know. Sometimes it's not necessarily the authentic of martial art techniques, like that little grab here. Sometimes you won't be able to see it on film. What do? How do you impress an average audience, right? Maybe you can impress them by a hook kick, spinning hook kick, right? Or jump spinning hook kick, something like that. That is something very visually attractive.
I wanted to go back to the basic where Bruce Lee started it all, right? I think action film is just like any other type of art, music. It's expressing yourself. It has to be as real as possible. I think the most classic artistic expression are the one that are totally truthful. You want to make a martial art film, it has to be, that actor has to be a real deal. He has to know martial arts. Okay, you can't have a editor, have a director comes in with fancy camera works and cut them up with the shots and expect the audience to buy it. Everybody know martial art nowadays. Every single one, doesn't matter what culture you are. Martial art no longer an Asian thing. It's a world trend. You know, it became a part of our life, right? You see it on TV, you see it on cartoon, you see it everywhere, right?
I mean, I have studied so many martial arts styles, right? Traditional kung fu, wushu, taekwondo. I mean, I box a little bit, like karate, mixture of everything, because I was a martial artist before I became a filmmaker.
I was always known to really still maintain the realistic approach to on-screen fighting.
Flashpoint as an action film from Hong Kong, to me, is probably it is the continuation of what Bruce Lee's earliest film, his approach of real combat on films. We see different great classic action films, and fortunately, I was in some of these films, right? But what's next? What's the next level? Okay, bring it down to the ground again. What made Hong Kong action films, kung fu films, so famous throughout the world was that we actually had great martial artists in the film. And nowadays, you have technology of with the computer, editing, stunt doubles, And what I want to do is bring real martial art fighting. The past couple of years, I think a lot of audiences is tired of flying around, and they started to criticize action movies from Hong Kong. I mean, they're great to look at, but they're not really real. They're not real martial arts, right? Which I agree with, and it hurts me. It bothers me, because as a martial artist myself, I really wanted to show that what Hong Kong filmmakers can get down to business, just like what Bruce Lee did with his earliest film. I see other films where the action is still very traditional, conservative, like choreographed, stage-like, 1, 2, 3, 4, beautiful to look at, but not real. As long as I physical, capable, and creative free, I still have that passion and fire.